Hello, and welcome to the pilot episode of what I hope will become a series of TTRPG actual plays. It all depends how well this one does. I got together a bunch of wonderful creators that I'm fortunate enough to call my friends to play a game of Pasion de la Pasiones. My sincere hope with this video is that at least some of you will watch this and think, that looks fun, and that it looks like something you could do with your friends. To that end, I've also included a bunch of the setup that often gets cut out from actual plays. So, without further ado, I hope you enjoy this video. Hi, my name is Ash Malech, or Ash, and my pronouns are he, him, and I will be the game master today, playing all of the NPCs and guiding the scenes.
My name is Harpocrates Mouthpiece. Call me Harper Harpo. I am playing Sung Park, the HR director looking to cause a bit of mayhem and mess. Mr. Park, as he's also called, uses he, they, as do I.
Hi, I'm Lilith Crows. You can call me Lilith or Crow. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Sung, a young, newly entered into the company intern, I suppose, who's found herself in a bit of a tricky situation.
Hi, my name is Toming Shana, and I'm playing today Yumi, which is basically one of the heads of the company that's entitled today to take care of the mystery of this game, not to go to the tabloids.
Hi, my name is Sun. My pronouns are they, them. Today I'm playing Shoei Jisoo, who is the second son of the conglomerate or the company that we are playing as, who is driven to do everything he can to reach the heir seat of the company, and his pronouns are he, him.
To begin an explanation of this game, I know some of you are familiar with D&D. Harp has played a Powered by the Apocalypse system before. Some of you have never played anything, I believe. This is very easy to learn, and especially if you are comparing it to D&D, this is a million times easier. We will be telling a collective story, viewing it from the point of making dramatic decisions. And this game heavily incentivizes to, if you have an idea for something that might be cool, do it, go for it. Take those big swings. As a different designer gives advice, play your characters like you're driving a stolen car, because you don't care about it getting a little bit dinged up if it's not your car. So just be a little bit reckless with your characters, throw them into difficult situations.
Okay, that's such a way of describing it.
So you should be able to see that there are a list of moves in the basic moves sheet. Each of those describes an instance in which we will actually engage the mechanics of the game. So we'll just be telling a story, and then every now and then you'll say something which will be like, and I will interject at that point and be like, that sounds like you are doing this. And so, for instance, one of the moves, express your love passionately. If one of you goes up to one of the others, or maybe an NPC, and has like maybe a beautiful home-cooked meal that you've brought for them, I might go, oh, that sounds like you are expressing your love passionately. And at that point, we will roll for it. And the game will have rules that will tell us how that goes. When you roll things, you roll 2d6, and then you add either between 0 and 3, depending on a couple of questions. And those questions will be, depending on what character you are, you'll have a question that you ask on all your moves. And depending on the move, you'll have some questions that you ask. And every yes adds +1 to your roll. So for that, express your love passionately, there's, are you dressed to impress? And do they believe that you are single? Because obviously this is a high drama game playing out like a telenovela or K-drama. There are lots of options for cheating and miscommunications around who's in a relationship with who, and we should really lean into all of that. And the questions will help guide you towards what are the more dramatic options. So for instance, there is one, accuse someone of lying. You'll get a bonus if you have an audience. So that's trying to guide you to, rather than just having a quiet conversation with someone where it's like, hey, I think you're lying, it's like stand up on a stage in front of an entire audience and shout, this person is lying and I have the proof. So pick those big dramatic options. And that's literally how the entire game is played. That's the only thing you need to do. These moves only happen if you do something in the fiction, and they always happen if you do that in the fiction. So if you are accusing someone of lying, we will do the roll, but you can't do the roll unless you are accusing someone of lying.
Okay. Do the rolls only happen when you accuse someone of lying, or there's other rolls to be made, yeah?
there's other roles to be made. So that one is accuse someone of lying. There's also a strike out with voice or violence. There's manipulate a superior. There is express your love passionately, demand what you deserve, act with desperation, spot something out of place, process your feelings out loud, flashback to preparations, reveal a shocking truth, or face death.
Face
So
the
we're really-
what?
I like that one.
Yeah, so that one is when you're about to die, you face certain.
You're
most of the
about.
time you don't actually
Oh.
die
Okay.
because we're doing a drama. What the outcomes of that move? One of the options is you actually die, but there are
Yeah.
also options like you come back with amnesia. You come back and now you're evil. You come back with a cool scar.
Actually, your
Things like
secret
that.
cousin that was shot that looks just like you.
Yeah, exactly.
True. Okay.
Telenovela.
Got it. The true passion of it. Okay, got it.
Exactly. There are a bunch of sheets that are based on the different roles that you can play. And these are like your class in D&D, but they're very much about your role within the narrative. So there's El Caballero, pursuing justice quite straightforwardly. And so your question is, are you handling things straightforwardly and without guile? And so if you want to kind of be very straightforward, that's a good playbook to pick. There's El Jefe, which means the boss. The question for them are you taking control of this situation? So if you want to play someone who very much seizes control, is quite domineering, you are powerful, you get a bunch of thugs that you can call on to go like rough people up for you and such, often quite a villainous role. Yeah, that's the one for you. There is La Doña, who is a behind-the-scenes manipulator. Their question is, are you keeping your hands clean? If you get other people to do your dirty work for you by manipulating strings from behind the scenes, that would be a good one for you. La Empleada means the employee. They are very much the downtrodden. In a lot of dramas, they would be the point of view character. Their question is, are you in over your head? So they are constantly swamped. They are trying to go up against people that are kind of with more social power than them. They also get two suitors. So in the classic thing of like, someone's trying to choose between Bella or Edward, or no, Jacob or Edward. There we go. I've never watched those and it shows. But that's like, torn between their two suitors who are pursuing them and in over their head. For our setup, to help you understand how you might pick these characters, we're going to be playing a modern corporate K-drama. So you are all workers in this office in some sense, and someone has been embezzling money from the company, and the auditors have come to hunt them down. And one of you may be the embezzler. One of you may be the whistleblower that alerted the auditors to come in. We'll see. And, you don't have to decide that up front. We'll see as it goes and as it plays out. It might be none of you. It might turn out to be an NPC. But this is the driving drama, and we will play to find out. So with that in mind, is there anything that wasn't clear to you? Or can we start discussing which of you wants to be which of the character sheets? Each of the sheets has their question, which is you'll always be asking. And for the El Caballero, that's, are you handling things straightforwardly and without guile? They have a list of conditions, which are kind of emotional conditions that cause you to be better at some things and worse at others. And then they have a meltdown, which is when it's all going wrong and you have all the conditions and you need to take more, you spiral out of control. And then you also get some moves that are specially for you when you start.
Yeah.
Concern yourself first with what would you have most fun playing. That's far more important than whether you can play it well. I and the game and everyone else around will work together with you to help you play it well. The biggest question is, will you have fun doing it?
I think the other thing I need to consider is are these characters, because some of these roles are definitely set up to lose. Because of the nature of the game, it's got that feeling of these characters are set up to lose. You're playing this character with the idea that you will probably quote unquote lose your mission, and because it's a drama.
I think
I agree to disagree.
any one of them. Yeah, we could end up with a story that puts any one of you on top. So just because, El Jefe is traditionally quite a villainous role, depending on how the story goes, how the dice play out, where the drama takes us, they could still end up coming out on top and victorious. Never pigeonhole yourself into, I'm playing the villain, so I've got to lose. The dice will tell that for us. We will see how it pans out.
Besides,
what
this
was
is
the-
just like an episode in it, technically, isn't it? So, like, technically, you're not really like you could win because you might be losing next episode if we ever play this specific one again.
Yeah, exactly. This is, so also the framing of this is we are seeing one episode being a one shot in the middle of an ongoing series, right? So this is neither the beginning nor the end. We have dropped in somewhere in the middle where you have a bunch of backstory and stuff has happened, but we also have a whole load of stuff yet to happen. So yeah, that's very true. You could win this battle, but maybe you are destined to lose the war because you're the villain and you've got to have a downfall. But that doesn't have to be this episode.
I'm interested in El Jefe.
So El Jefe, I think.
Excellent. Since we are playing a K-drama, it's probably good to take Korean names for your characters. I have a resource to pick names if you want. So, Harp, do you want to be Ladonia?
I do, because I keep thinking about I keep thinking of Iago from Othello, and I love that kind of character.
I'm not familiar, but
Oh, you'd love
sure
Othello.
you'll do well. Shana, have you had
Yes.
any thoughts about what you might like to play?
I'm down for anything. That's why I was asking everyone. I don't think I'm that versatile, but if I have anything that's a bit challenging, then I can learn better, I guess. But yeah, I'm either down for El Caballero. I was looking at the same ones that everyone was looking, like Danya and El Jefe. I think I'm kind of down for anything, so I'm waiting for Lilith to also choose, and maybe I can choose from the remaining ones.
Honestly, I was pretty much on the same page as you with that, Shanna. I was gonna be like, I'll see what everyone else picks and I'll figure out from
Good
there.
job, Lilith. Now,
I'm
what do we
really
do?
excited.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Shoot. I think I will go for this one, maybe for El Caballero. I think.
Okay,
So, Lilith.
maybe La Emplida. I'm butchering pronunciation here.
That's okay. I probably am as well. La employada, the employee.
Employada. And we put Ash as La Bellezza. That's it. We have a full.
Well,
I'm joking.
I'm
I know.
the GM, so I don't pick one of these.
I know.
I'm playing everyone else.
Okay. But I was ready for you as a Bellezza. You know what I mean? that yellow character matches that. Okay.
Yeah. He does.
This-
I'm going through the character creation, and I'm just kind of looking at everything. I'm like, how on the nose can I possibly make this? Because I'm looking
go,
at the
go
name
really
thing and all
on the
character
nose.
creation. Oh yeah. I'm looking at the name thing, and I'm already thinking about my fashion and the clothes I wear and the things I wear, and I kind of want to have my character wears a black dahlia, which is usually a flower that is a flower that symbolizes betrayal and doom.
Yeah. Lovely. Fantastic. This is I think this is exactly the kind of drama you should be thinking in is what does your outfit say about your character? How are things framed as well? As we get into playing, we'll start thinking about this is being shot as if it's a drama, and we'll start thinking about how are these shots composed? What are the themes that are playing as we have these moments?
The behind the name Korean names website you sent, are these first names or last names or both or?
These are first
These
names.
are- Yeah.
Okay.
Can I play a feminine character as a El Caballero? I can, no?
Yes. So even though because Spanish is a gendered language, it
Yeah.
has the gendered articles in front of them.
Yeah.
That does not mean that you need to be that gender to play
Okay.
them. Absolutely. Just play however you like.
Romanian is the same. That's why I asked. I was pretty sure that's gonna apply. Okay.
Are we doing like first name, last name for our characters, or just first name?
You can absolutely do first name, last name if you want, but first name is sufficient. Okay, so when you have decided on a name, pronouns, and your look, if you scroll down a bit, you will see you'll have some other things. So it will tell you how many of them to take. So for instance, you might have a feature. El Jefe has thugs, La Doña has your network, and it will task you to do some things for that. And then you scroll down a little further, and you will have some moves, and it will ask you to choose 2 of those. And then below that is relationships, but hold off on relationships for the moment, because we will introduce ourselves to each other as characters, and then work out what our relationships are. Yeah, don't pick any conditions for now. You'll get those as things go on.
Could you tell me a bit more about the setting, Ash? Just kind of so I have an idea on what I would look like.
Yeah, so this is like modern corporate drama. We will be in an office, but remember that this is a drama, so everyone looks fantastic. Even like the most downtrodden of worker still looks, like a movie star, because you're all being played by movie stars. So suits will be a big part of the fashion, but normally, like, it'll be something a little bit more than just a blend-in kind of boring work suit. It needs something that the costume department will have said to kind of brings out something in your character.
Got it. Okay. So am I not limited to the lists then? Am I able to break free of what the your look lists give?
Yeah, the lists are only suggestions. You are absolutely able to break free of those.
Are we supposed to be like inputting all of the last time on and stuff? Also, I have both suitors and relationships.
Yes, yeah, that both suitors and relationships is correct. They form slightly different purposes within the way the game works, although there may be some overlap. You don't need to pick a last time on yet. We'll do that once we know all the characters. But that's kind of the way we'll get the game started, is through some of these last time ons. So has everyone sorted out kind of the basic things of their characters in a way that would make you ready to introduce them to the rest of the group?
Is there somewhere to put in the, like, I guess, background / description of your character, aside from just the bit where it's like your look, or are you just putting it somewhere else?
There isn't somewhere to put in too much background on your character, because I think it's the game would like you to keep it a little bit loose and flexible. Like the things that are important about your character are the things that we're seeing now, rather than necessarily the things that are previously happened. So don't, sometimes in D&D you want to be having like this whole backstory about who you are. In this, I'd encourage you to keep it a little bit more flexible, so you can decide in the moment, yes, I was totally doing this before. And retconning stuff is totally fine. Explicitly, several of the moves have you retcon stuff. It is encouraged.
Okay.
We're not necessarily keeping each other's like character stuff secret here. Yes, it's just kind of like a little one-shot thing.
Yeah. All of the character information should be above board. My general assumption when playing any of these games is that the players should know everything, even if your characters don't, because then you can lean in to making those secrets matter. If you have a secret where like someone else has like a secret identity, if you know that, you can lean into almost discovering it, or like making it important to your character when it becomes revealed. Whereas if you don't know, you can't do any of that. So everything is above board, no secrets.
Actually, Ash, do you mind if I ask you a favor if you think you can do it real quick?
Sure.
Would you mind just like making a mock-up of a character so we have a good framework as to what you're looking for in this initial intro? Not something you would obviously play, but just something like if you were the player in this, what you would kind of want us to write out.
Yeah, so I might, let's see, if I was playing La Belleza, let's say, as Shana wanted me to, I might go, my name is Ginu. I am the heir to the company, and I am a playboy. I've got slicked back hair, I've got sparkling eyes, and I'm always dressed in a brightly coloured suit with all of the buttons of my shirt open. And that's it. That's the entire introduction we're looking for.
Okay, keep it simple, keep it basic. Got it.
Yeah.
That's what I was imagining.
Yeah, we want nice, simple setups for the characters so that the interesting stuff will come out of the relationships between them, which we will get onto in just a second.
I see. My apologies. Let me dial some things back a bit and then I'll be ready.
Sun looks lost.
What? Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know if you did that deliberately or if you just happened to hit a toggle as you were doing stuff, but it's just really funny.
I think I keep accidentally hitting that toggle. I need to change the
Key combination.
hotkeys for that. Yeah. Okay. I think I shouldn't hit that again.
Yeah, everyone ready to give some short introductions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with those that said yes confidently, and we'll get to those less
Good idea.
confident. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
All right. My name is Sung Park. I am a younger androgynous fellow. On the taller side with a nice square-jawed and younger face. You'll usually see me walking about in a nice, well-tailored suit, very like noisy gray kind of jacket, and a pink button-down. On my lapel, I keep a rhododendron, which is a type of flower, and a tungsten pocket watch that I keep pulling out of my coat pocket to constantly check on the time.
Ooh.
Oh, with silvered hair that is gelled back on shaved sides.
God damn it. You went for silver hair too.
Hey,
Hey.
it's a good look.
Yeah. Okay.
Shana, do you want to go next then?
Yeah, I can go next then. So my name will be Yumi. I'm an independent woman who prefers relying on myself. I keep my circle really small and I have a few friends. But the ones that I have close, they matter the most to me. I imagine her as being like really confident, composed, not easily impressed. Long hair, slick silver hair, and sharp eyes. And I want to wear tailored. Is that the word? Yeah, tailored. So it's fitted to my bottom. Tailored black pants, high heels, and a fitted blouse maybe that can change depending on my mood or day. But I want my signature piece to be a set of black belts worn over my shirts. So and I never wear ties, and I do have buttoned down a little bit my shirts. So yeah, I keep my jewelry simple, silver earrings, delicate necklace, and that's it.
Excellent.
Nice.
Sun, do you want to introduce your character next?
My name is Choi Jisoo, or I guess in the American way, or I guess flipping it would be Jisoo Choi. Choi's the last name. And I was born to a very wealthy family, and I have succeeded at basically everything I've ever done so far in life. I've come from a family that has like, what's the word? Like a hierarchy or Oh, a dynasty, a corporate dynasty where, we have been in the business for ages. And as such, I'm not the heir to the company, but I am within the family. And since I am not the heir, I will do anything to get my way to being the heir. I'm always dressed in suits. Black suits, white shirt, black tie, very, very professional, very, very slick, very, very sophisticated. I have my hair in place, every single last detail in place. Because I come from a wealthy family, I will always have like pure silver cufflinks, and I'm very efficient, very ruthless. I have a reputation for getting things done through any means possible, and while I'm ruthless, I am very good at what I do, and I try to keep myself looking the very picture of sophistication so that people don't automatically suspect me as being very ruthless.
And what are their pronouns?
He, him.
Lilith.
So I've gone with the name Song, pronoun she, her. She's like relatively young. This is her first job, like straight out of university or whatever the Korean name for that level of education is.
Yeah.
This is her first job. She's a massive people pleaser. So she's kind of, everyone kind of offloads their work onto her, but she's always kind of bright and bubbly and doesn't let people know like how burdened she's feeling by it all.
Excellent. And what's her look like?
Oh, right, yes. That part. So she's kind of got like shoulder length hair, just like black hair. She kind of dresses in like a business casual kind of way. So like oversized blazer with shirt underneath, and generally like jeans or linen trousers, kind of whatever matches the vibe a bit more. She kind of always has like an air of being slightly unkempt, but not like throw you out on sight kind of unkempt.
Perfect.
Oh, by the way, for Jisoo, I have like put it in my sheet. I don't know if y'all can see it, but the salesman from Squid Game, I think the actor is Gong Yoo. That's the like kind of face claim for Jisoo.
I only have one minor thing about the names. We have a Song and a Sung. Can I ask that one of you pick a backup name, please, because that's going to be too confusing.
Okay, wait. I will.
Well, I was just gonna say, do you want to just call me Mr. Park?
Let's do that. So we have Song and we have Mr. Park.
About like who I am as a person. I kind of forgot to do that.
No. I think this is good. We don't want to lock down who you are as a person too much yet. We're going to see that as stuff starts to play out. So I think it's good to have like this. You've got a vibe rather than like a really locked down thing. It's good. To
I don't even think I gave a vibe either. It's really, I just gave a physical description to where this.
Yeah, but that gave me a vibe at least. Okay, and at this point, this is where we start to go down to the relationships. And so each of you has 2 relationships. And they have a fill in the blank. So as I'm looking at Sun's ones for Choi Jisoo, we have blank has been a thorn in your side and a constant irritation. And also, blank is an object of beauty you have sworn to possess. And so those blanks should be other characters. If they are another player, great. If you don't think any of the players quite fit for it, we can invent an NPC that works for it. Does anyone have an immediate thing where they're looking at one of their relationships and they say, oh, I've got a perfect idea?
I think for me, I would say that I guess I would say Yumi is an object of beauty that I've sworn to possess.
Okay, I'm down for that.
Excellent.
And then like if I'm picking my relationships out of the people in like the other players, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to. If you feel like none of them fit, we can invent a NPC for them right now. But it adds better drama if you have players involved. And I would say at least one of yours should be with another player. Like one of them can be with an NPC, but you should have at least one connection to someone else.
Well, I think that I don't know. It wouldn't fit 100%, I guess, in terms of what I've been thinking, but I think that Mr. Park would be a decent character who would be a thorn in my side, no constant irritation.
I kind of like that. I don't usually make characters this fast, so I'm a little wishy-washy.
Wishy-washy is what this game wants. We will lock them down as we play.
That's fine.
So we'll see. Wishy-washy is fine. We can work out the vibes together and see how it comes out.
The thing is,
I was just going to say that even if you're not 100% sure, if you have like some sort of inclination to make your character want to be like the heir to the company or something, then that would make you that perfect thorn in my side as my character, because my character is not the heir to the company that like the office that we all work at, but desperately wants to be.
I kind of also like the idea of being your right-hand man that you undermine or that you look down on. Kind of like you don't. Because I don't know. I don't think I actually want to be the heir of the company. I want to be the heir of a. There is a goal outside of the company, but that's secondary. Yeah, I like the idea. Oh, I love being the villain. I love being the villain.
But wait, your character. Wait a minute. Where are you? You are La Doña, though. And
I am the Doña.
Okay.
So I don't know. What do you think then, Ash? Should we do an NPC for Mr. Park, or for whoever's the thorn in my side, or would Mr. Park work?
I think it is. If Harp doesn't want that vibe between you, where you're like competing over something, then
I think I'm unsure because I don't know. Hold on. Let's do something.
Let's go around and see how some of the other relationships. Yeah, let's see how some of the other relationships pan out, because I think Mr. Park does sound like a good option. It's just if Harp doesn't want the character to go that way, we can do something else.
Okay, I can see.
Shanna, are you okay with your character being like the object of beauty that I've sworn to possess? My character.
Yeah, sure, I'm down. I'm down.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out, because relationship for me, it says basically the person who you go to when you're stuck, and they have seen your softer side. So is that like a relationship, like romantically, or just more?
It could be romantic, but that could be just, this could just be like your work bestie that is someone who allows you to be kind of relaxed around, right? Okay. That could be romantic. It could not be.
Okay, nice. In that case, I know who.
It could start out as not romantic and become romantic later.
Okay. Got it.
I think I found something hilarious, actually. I really like the idea of Mr. Park. I really like the idea of Mr. Park wanting to keep. I'm sorry, Shauna. What is your character's name again?
Yumi.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, if we say that Jisu's main goal is to become the heir to the company that the office we're working in is owned by, then yeah, I think that a good foil to that, or a distraction to keep him more toxic, would be to encourage obsession with Yumi, because then that will distract him from his main goal.
Okay, I like that. I think I'm going to do bring them together because it allows me to know when you two are intimate, no matter what, when you two get together. And I think I could have a lot of fun with that. And then...
To be clear, that's when they are intimate with others, not each other.
Yeah.
Your power there is you'll hear if they go on a date with someone else, so that you can interrupt that to bring the two together.
So I didn't do much besides basically I read this, and in my mind, for the person you go to when you're stuck and they have seen your softer side, I think if I am to pick, and if it's all right, I will pick Song, because she seems the softer type of person that can bring, like, the bubbly personality can bring something softer out. And I did chose Jisoo for when you used to get in trouble and they have seen your harder side. So I'm trying to think about that. How about
So-
that? Are you guys
That
down
works
for
for me because one of my
Yes.
relationships is that I have blank was the first person who was nice to you despite your humble beginnings. I feel like that works really well if you're doing Sung as your like softer side one.
Yeah,
I feel like Yumi then fits that quite well.
nice. Okay, I'm down for that then. And
And I'm good for Jisoo to be the one who's seen your, I guess, harder side.
yes, but you've been there when I got in trouble, so that makes our connection possible.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
where
so
are
you
willing to
perhaps
fit
knew
in
each
all-
other when you were younger then, kind of maybe before you worked at the company, you guys knew each other, or perhaps it was just you used to be more of a troublemaker at the company and you've since settled down a little bit, perhaps.
So where are you wanting to fit
Yes.
in all of this? Because we haven't
I'll think about
really
that.
talked a whole lot about yours.
With what Shannon's just said, Yumi then fits into one of them. My other relationship is that someone looms large in my life as my employer. So I felt like either Jisoo or Mr. Park would fit that kind of thing, maybe.
It's with the
So from-
intent of I want to. I like the idea of ruining Jisoo's life because I also get the
Damn it, it's
vibe
coming
of-
from you.
I do this every time, and if that's not okay, let me know. But like,
Well, then, if you're going to go for that angle, then yes, I think that Mr. Park should be the thorn in my side and a constant irritation. And earlier, it seemed like you were unsure if that was the direction that you wanted to go with, like with our character relationship dynamic. But if you are wanting to like ruin Jisoo's life, my life, whatever, right? Then I think that makes your character the perfect relationship for my character. To say that your character has been a thorn in my side.
okay,
Yeah,
I'm good
and
with that.
I will say also, if you consider that Jisoo wants to get together with Yumi, right? It's the beauty that they want to possess. So it's more interesting for you to be in opposition to that. You want to keep them apart because they want to get together.
okay.
Or at
Okay,
least
I-
one of them are trying to get together.
Yes, that's true. It is not. We have definitely not established that it's mutual.
Yes,
Yes.
We know for sure that Jisoo is going after Yumi. We don't know what Yumi's thoughts on the matter are, I suppose.
We'll figure out, I don't know. But you never know. Maybe I can be conquered. You never know. I'm down for anything.
For Song's employer, it sort of feels like the vibe at the moment is more like Jisoo would be your actual superior, because Mr. Park is
Yeah.
more kind of a behind the scenes kind of thing and not necessarily the person you report to directly.
Yeah, I was thinking that because then, like, even if it's not, like directly my manager or whatever, like because Jisoo's like a family descendant of the people who are in the company, but not necessarily the direct heir, right? So they
Mhm.
kind of tend to be a bit more involved in stuff, I guess, with K-dramas in like the company.
Yes, and then Juicy, he also wants to be the heir. Like, he isn't the heir. I guess there's like, I don't know, I haven't really thought about it too far, but maybe there's like other siblings that are in line to be the heir ahead of him, or, you know, maybe he is like from like a side branch of the family rather not the direct mainline branch of the family. Whatever the case may be, he is not the direct heir, and he really, really, really wants to be. So yes, he has been like taken on a very, very, I guess, strong role in involvement in the company to prove himself in any way possible to make sure that he gets to be the heir.
Okay. And I'm your distraction.
And I'm here to help you with that, buddy. Don't you worry.
Of course.
I'm your distraction, but maybe also your supporter. We will see.
I think my goal for this character is to help Jisoo ride the line, or is to ride the line of getting Jisoo so close to Yumi and then just pulling it away at the last second. I think there is just a love of the game out of Mr. Park.
Damn.
That I really want.
As long as I'm not the one dying, or maybe I should do that.
hey, that's optional. Don't worry.
You never know, because
that's not a requirement of the plan.
I do have the option for that.
Remind me, have you picked somebody as your close counterpart? Because I am noticing I'm not really. So far, I'm only in opposition roles to everybody, and that might make things a little difficult for me.
Well, remember that you've got someone who is the person you see as a broken little bird.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
So
I think I actually, or do I have Yumi as the broken little bird, or do I have Song as the broken little bird?
I don't know, because I might have something broken now. If I had the side that was used to get in trouble, now I became like really. I have a harder side and a softer side here and there, but I'm pretty close. My walls are pretty up. I think Song also works for it.
Lilith, remind me, which archetype did you pick again?
I picked La Emplida.
Emplida. Oh, okay, you're the wet cat. Got it.
Yeah, I'm just butchering like the pronunciation of everything in this. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I think it's Empleada.
Empleada.
Close. Goddamn.
Get a pronunciation guide.
Let's just write down how you pronounce that. Empleada.
Empleada. I like how this is turning out so far. Like all of our characters and their relationships and all of that.
Dynamics.
It sounds like it feels very fun so far.
Nice.
It does.
Yeah. Even creating the characters is a lot of fun in this. You start to see how it's all coming together. Harp, I see you still haven't picked anyone for your relationships.
Whoops. Yes, you are correct.
So, yeah,
Okay,
who is someone you've sparred with for a very long time?
I think, does spar have to be like open confrontation, or can it just be a one-sided sparring? Can sparring just be like internally?
Yeah, this can absolutely be internally. This is like you see your relationship as they're someone you're sparring with. They might be completely oblivious to it, but you keep making moves and they keep undercutting you and things like that.
In that case, yeah, I'll do Jisoo as someone I've sparred with for a very long time. For Broken Bird, I'm still between Song and...
I think Song will be like
I think Song might be the fun option. Because I guess I'm also trying to figure out what my place in the company is that would kind of best match this role that I've taken on. Because I don't know if middle management is correct. I almost wonder if it's like not in the direct chain of like, employee, middle management, CEO, kind of, etc., or director kind of chain. I wonder if it's one of those side roles.
Oh my god.
I don't know why, but I was imagining you as...
Would that be an option?
You can be an auditor if you want.
I could be an auditor, or I wonder if I called the auditors. I wonder if I was the one who flagged the
Oh.
Yeah. We
embezzlement.
are actually, this does actually come down to, once we've done the relationships, I have a couple of questions for each of you
Okay.
to help tie you to the situation.
So you're the broken little bird. I think we're gonna have you there.
Now we get on to some questions to kind of tie you to the scenario. So I have a different question for each person. So the first one is for Mr. Parr. You were the first person to greet the auditors. How did you bias them? For Yumi, you were brought in because of the audit. Why and by who? For Jisoo, you stepped in to take control of the situation in the audit. What potential scandal did you uncover? And for Song, you stumbled upon a dark secret in the course of your work. What was it?
Define, or what do I need to keep in mind for how did I bias them?
So this is, you had the opportunity to speak to the auditors first, and so you can use that to manipulate them to your gain in some way. Did you want to paint a particular person as the most likely candidate that the auditors should be looking at? Did you want to steer them away from someone in particular so that they didn't look in a certain place? As this manipulator, you just greeted them and it seemed all normal, but you might have just dropped a little hint of like, oh, I did see something that X was doing. And so you can guide the investigation from behind the scenes was the idea.
Okay. I think I have something fun in mind for that.
Yeah, by all means, go ahead.
I'm wondering, because my idea is to because my whole goal is to make things messy for Jisoo, to force a decision on him to hopefully inevitably pick the role of the company instead of pick the role of the company and have that regret of picking. Mm-hmm. So I think I don't want the mess to directly be on Jisoo. I kind of want the mess to be on whoever Jisoo's rival is for the either Jisoo's rival for the chair of the company that way kind of put blood in the water for the shark that is Jisoo, or injure the boss so Jisoo can rush in to protect the boss and obsess over trying to capitalize on protecting the boss, or help throw the other person under the bus to just give Jisoo that opportunity to make the wrong choices here.
Yeah, perfect. So, seems like we are introducing our first NPC, which is Jisoo's rival. So,
you have a rival already. Oh god damn! You're moving fast.
Do you have a name and vibe for them in mind? Either Harp or Sun. This is someone who's competing with you to be the heir.
I think that's going to be all of you, Sun.
I don't have a name necessarily in mind. Well, actually, I could probably come up with one. But the vibe is like very, very straight-laced first son. That's what I was thinking. Like straight-laced first son. Does everything that's expected. Effortlessly good at pretty much everything. They don't really need to try, or he doesn't really need to try.
So if you're Choi Jisoo, I think they are then Choi Hyun. So I think they are your brother, perhaps.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
And
According
Hyun
to
means virtuous, worthy, or able.
Yeah, I was just gonna look at the sheet that you sent, and I think that that's a great name because my name means like ambitious or something like that. I think according to that sheet.
I also like the vibe you've thrown down for them because it makes it feel like you've not had an opportunity in this entire time, really, no matter how much you try to claw for it. And I think if I put this audit on Hyun, it's gonna be the first like angle you can get in this entire thing, and I like the idea of trying to help entice that obsession.
That sounds great. So like for these questions, they don't have to necessarily be like other players, right? It's just like anything we come up with that's creative.
Exactly, yeah.
as
Yeah,
well?
so you can absolutely have these tie into other players, but this can also be a good opportunity, as you see here, to bring in an NPC. These are about tying you to the actual scenario that we're playing, which is the audit. So this is kind of how are you relating to the audit?
Mr. Park, are you still part of the audit? Are you thinking about that, or?
I've been thinking about it, and I'm trying to. I think no, because audits are typically
In and out?
audits are typically the outside of the company. They're not typically in the company. They're third party.
Okay, so it's not gonna fit.
Yeah, I think the better choice is I could be the whistleblower for the audit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. As for the position in the company, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Can I use an NPC to as a who brought me to the auditors?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, nice.
So you might tie this to Hyun, potentially, or we might take this opportunity to bring in someone new. Sorry, Sun, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was thinking that I stepped in to take control of the situation in the audit, and
Am I head of HR?
Ooh, that could be perfect.
That could be something.
I think I might be head of HR.
so the idea that I had was that for a potential scandal would be that one of the auditors is linked to Mr. Park. One of the auditors is linked to Mr. Park and therefore may be super biased and completely untrustworthy.
Ooh,
That was
I love
the idea that I had for the potential scandal.
Mr. Park, would you be open to one of the auditors being your ex-lover?
Ooh.
I'm up to I am up to the idea of having a heavy connection to me. I'm trying to figure out if ex-lover is the best angle or if there's something more juicy we can go for or something more appropriate we can go for.
We could go with sibling, perhaps, as well. That's another juicy angle.
Do we want to do the whole juicy like secret sibling that is uncovered? It's not known they're siblings.
Ooh.
That might be fun.
Yeah, because I think it does make sense if it's a secret sibling, because this is like a potential scandal, right? So it's not immediately obvious. This is something that Jisoo specifically has found out.
Yeah, secret sibling sounds perfect for that then, actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I also think the potential scandal you uncover makes sense. It being a scandal for me, because I love the idea of if the scandal being involved with me, because the scandal is the auditor themselves, and it's also in benefit of you. This audit is still in benefit of you, and I love the idea of having, do you uncover the scandal or do you keep it to yourself for the one advantage you've had in years?
Ooh. Yeah, no, I think that's really good.
Okay, I'm going to call them Min Ji. No, actually, no, that's a bad name. I've just heard it out loud.
Sometimes it all takes. You just gotta say something out loud.
Yeah. Mi Yong. I'll call them Mi Yong.
Too bad most of the times we are all live when we do that.
Yeah, I can cut this out of the recording if I want in the edit.
Oh, but will you?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's quite fun to keep in, so I probably will keep it in.
I also just love the answer of like, but will you remove such an incredible funny moment? And you going, yeah, stupid.
Stupid. Just keep it in.
I will.
He starts out loud. You can see it on his face. Yeah, you can.
So yes, Shana, you had an answer for why was Yumi brought in? And by
Yeah,
who?
so I was thinking maybe that I was asked to come here by maybe, does it exist like a senior internal auditor or something? And I have a why, so that's going to explain it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I was thinking maybe I'm part of the committee, you know, the big table when we have meetings. So I do have a really important role in the whole story, but my role is overseeing marketing and helping new employees. So I'm also involved in keeping sensitive internal matters contained. So I'm trying to actually work with the company for the embezzlement information not to go outside. So I assume that's why I've been brought to the auditors, so I can contain
Yeah, so
also some information.
you're being brought in to keep the investigation under wraps.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I was thinking about
Perfect.
that.
I love that.
Yes, nice. So I'm
Yeah,
trying
and I
to
think-
make sure it's gonna handled internally. It's not
Yes,
gonna be.
and I think in that case, the question of who asked you is not necessarily the juicy part of that. So yeah, we can keep it vague as like some senior official.
Yeah, like an NPC. That's why I asked for.
Yeah, if if they happen to come up in the thing, we'll invent them then. But I don't feel like they need to be come up with now.
Yeah,
Would
that's
it
why
make
I
sense,
said. Yeah.
I know you say it doesn't need to happen now, but considering that this audit might be aimed at the first inheritor of the company, wouldn't it make sense for the CEO to be the one who asks?
Oh yeah, so it will be their parent.
Yeah.
That's a
For the
good point.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that can be a thing, because if I'm the main one that deals with the publishers, then the CEO will call me. No. That would make
Yeah,
sense.
I think their name is Choi Seok.
Can you
Yeah,
put the name
Mr.
somewhere?
Choi.
I'm gonna mess it up.
Yeah. I'll once I've collected this small pool of NPCs, I will put their names in the chat so that everyone has them. And so, Song, you stumbled upon a dark secret in the course of your work. What was it?
Okay, so if we're saying Mr. Park is the whistleblower, like the one who's brought the auditors in, I was wondering if basically Sung either knew that like the embezzling was happening and was the one that initially brought it up to Mr. Park for them to then kind of do the whistleblowing, like she confided in him about it, or that she knew about it and didn't tell anyone because she was like, I don't know what to do with this information. I'm just going to pretend I know nothing.
I like that second one because
Yeah, I think that second one is more interesting.
Because I like the idea of Mr. Park being fully in control of himself, except for having this like broken little bird, this kind of like innocent person that he tells maybe a little too much to.
She's a pretty crow though, but she looks stronger than you think.
I also just on that note, actually, I love that the broken little bird is a crow and I a scarecrow taking care of them.
Oh, that's cute.
Incredible.
That worked out a little too well.
Yeah.
The
Also,
teammates coming
and
together.
I don't want us to lock in too much on who the embezzler is
Yeah.
as like a firm thing, but just to keep in your minds as a suggestion, maybe Mr. Park is the embezzler and he whistleblowed on the embezzling but pinning it on someone else and has set them up and framed them.
Yeah, embezzling for the sake of making this. Maybe I didn't directly.
Are you self-reporting in Among Us? God damn it.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't
Literally.
tell. Maybe I didn't tell Song directly that what I was doing. Maybe I just asked Song for a few favors here and there, because maybe I just asked Song for like. It's Song made a connection based off of the favors and small innocuous tasks I asked of them.
Oh, so Song thinks that you're the embezzler, but maybe like has no hard proof. They've just kind of gone, it's kind of seeming like maybe it's them, but
Yeah.
I can't. They've been my senpai. I can't do. Oh no, wait. In Korean, I think it would probably be more like they're my hyung. I can't do that to them.
Yeah. So
I think it would be Sunday.
you refuse to believe it because he's basically more of a mentor, maybe.
Yeah.
That's why you've kept it for so long.
Yes, that's definitely it.
you're both way too in over your head, and also do not want to report to someone who is cared for you.
But
And
that
taking you in.
means there is a chance at a certain point, if you really want to get in between stuff and maybe cross me, that I get the information from Song. Okay,
Well,
got it.
to be fair,
I'm
I
happy
do
with that.
have one of the moves that I selected was confession. So when I tell someone of my wrongdoings,
Ooh,
there's like things that can happen depending on how that rolls.
spicy.
So that does kind of lean perfectly into that whole thing.
Spicy. I like that.
Real quick, because there's something I want to address that I think is important, because I've been thinking about why I hate Jisoo and what kind of brought to the point of where you have wronged us or you have wronged me. I'm thinking you were. Tell me if you like this, or tell me if you have ways you want to modify this to work. I'm thinking you were primed to marry in or bring in or love, like a relative of mine who I hold dear loved you, and you destroyed them in the worst of ways. Just fully like
Your
broke their
daughter,
heart.
and she afterwards she left.
Isn't Mr. Park too young to have a daughter?
I think
old
my
are you?
daughter would be too young for Jisoo if I had a kid.
Okay.
But I maybe like my sister or a close cousin, I think would be what would fit that role. And just your choice of staying to the company and your devotion to the company leading you to break their heart in an awful way, and just Mr. Park going, okay, if your role in the company is going to be that important to you, I'm going to make sure nothing else matters and you have nothing else in your life than this
Hell yeah.
company.
You broke
You know what?
hearts.
I like that.
The broken
So
heart.
in that case, I would say we have a sister of Mr. Park, Mi Young the Auditor.
That's also awful, and I like that. That's awesome.
Oh my god. And the potential scandal is one of the auditors is Mr. Park's sister, but nobody else knows that Mr. Park has a sister,
Other
and
than Jisoo.
sister Min Young is my ex.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is beautiful. That
What's
is beautiful.
Wow. That's nice.
Perfect.
That's coming
Okay.
all together.
One last thing now is your last time on. So we are in the middle of this whole series. This is an episode somewhere in the middle, and your last time on is, you know how when a drama starts, they do that previously on, and it shows a
Recap.
short little clip that recaps something important, not necessarily from the very previous episode, but like might be one a couple of episodes ago, but it relates in some way to what's going to come up on this episode.
Oh,
so
like
each
you're
bit-
having a
one of your-
flashback.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a little flashback to what happened previously that is going to relate to this episode somehow. And so you all have different sets of last time ons. And so pick one of those. From that, we will start to get a flavor of how it's going to read out.
Whoa.
Now, does this have to like relate to what we've been discussing so far, or can it just be like completely different?
It can be completely different if you want. You know, this can be a time to introduce some new dramatic thing. The more dramatic options we have, the more choices we have to kind of spotlight which ones feel most interesting in the moment. So yeah, go nuts. This whole game is about just go nuts. If you see a big swing, take it.
Hell yeah.
So I have a secret sibling who's the auditor, who is the ex-lover of Jisoo, and I have determined to ruin Jisoo's life as a result of it.
Oh my god. The drama.
Lilith is my. It's not. What's the Korean word for their students?
Sunbae.
Or
Oh,
Huh?
Hubei?
I'm just gonna put
AE,
student.
I
But
think.
I'm gonna do this in the way that
Yeah.
I remember best.
Yeah, your student. Yeah.
I do hate to bring it up. We've not
Yeah.
covered the scooters thing.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I had forgotten that you have suitors. Who are your suitors? So these are people that
What?
are pursuing you.
As an added drama thing, I'm the current person that's dating Jisoo's ex and
Ooh,
Mr. Park's
that's a good one.
secret sister.
Yes.
Oh, and I have look. I have also on my book on last time. You have spotted two people embracing through a window.
Yeah, and so maybe you saw them embracing.
Yeah, the auditor and the
Young
newbie.
and Seong Song.
I also have, as
Yeah.
my last time on, you came so very, very close to kissing someone you shouldn't.
Ooh, and I showed someone a moment of tender weakness, so maybe I show Seong a moment of tender weakness. Like maybe I'm like, we're in the midst of this audited business, and I'm worried about the reputation of the company and everything, and I'm worried about like the future of the company because embezzling money is a huge thing. So like I am on like the office roof or something, and I like low-key break down, and Seong, who is like kind of an introvert and like a loner in some ways, is also on the roof and sees me, and then things kind of progress there, and then Seong almost kisses me or something like that.
But are we
Yes,
going for?
I'm seeing a thing. So I think it's your suitors then. It sounds like a Choi Jisoo and Mi Yong, the auditor.
Yes. I'm here for
And
it.
do I see you? And I see you embracing the auditor? Yeah, I think so. Because I cannot see someone that is on the roof through a window.
Yes.
Yeah, I think embracing the auditor is also the more spicy one of the two to
Yeah.
see, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go for that one then.
I'm curious how Mr. Park feels about it, or if he knows about it. Because I'm doing this for the protection of the both of you. And the other thing is I think Mr. Park's ultimate goal here is to make sure Jisoo is alone. I want Jisoo to have exactly what he wanted when he broke my sister's heart, which is power over the company and no one to stand with him on it.
I wanted to say, if you're the one embezzling and basically you want to avenge basically your sister's feelings, maybe she knows about your feelings and doesn't want to tell you if she has a new interest at the minute.
I wonder, would she help? Why would she be here though and help me though? If she does, or maybe I misunderstood what you said, but if she has moved on, why would she be here to help? My thought was that my sister is my accomplice in this.
Oh, okay, got it. Maybe I did not get that first part.
Ooh, the tangled web gets more and more tangled. You are pinning the embezzlement on the favored first son. So you're not only gonna ruin my life, Jisoo's life, by pinning it on the first son, allowing me an opportunity to go in and take over the company, but you are also the embezzler yourself. So you are also working to ruin the company. So by the time I have what I've always wanted, which is the company seat, there will be no company left because you are working to ruin it from the inside in multiple ways.
I didn't actually think about that, but that is a great idea.
Tangled web.
My
idea.
thought was more so of you have all the money and power in the world, but nobody to be with. It's the top is a lonely place, and I just want to embody that with you, of putting you at the top and leaving you alone. But yeah, I do kind of like the idea of using the embezzlement to kind of ruin the company, undermining Yumi, of at the end of it all, release the scandal and just put it out on the air.
Well, I think, like Ash said earlier, we don't have to lock in who is the embezzler, but I think that is a fun idea if Mr. Park is the embezzler and like working to ruin Jisoo's life in multiple ways.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah, that's spicy. Yeah.
I like the, because I don't think, I think if Mr. Park was the embezzler, I don't think Mr. Park would keep the money. I don't think Mr. Park wants anything to do with the assets themselves. The assets can be going, maybe the assets go somewhere connected to the Choi family, or maybe they just kind of disappear into the ether somewhere.
Yeah. You're not doing it for the money. You're doing it for the scheme.
For the skit. Yeah.
This is getting
Okay.
so juicy.
I
I
know.
love it.
We've got 2 previously on. So we've got Uni has seen Miyong and Seong embracing through a window.
Yeah.
We've got Jisoo shows Song a tender weakness on the roof, and we've got other previously ons.
So were we gonna, because I mentioned about that you came so very, very close to kissing someone you shouldn't. So do
Oh,
we
yes.
think that should be like in the embrace of the tenderness?
But I cannot see you through the window like that.
Nearly kind of ended up kissing Ji-sun.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I was thinking that was the line that I was thinking of when I was saying that I'm on the roof, kind of crying over the future of the company and like what mess is going on here. And Song sees that, and then I don't know, Song is kind of tenderhearted maybe, and kind of comforts me, and then I don't know, like things can progress. And since you are in a relationship with Miyong, and I don't know that, I'm definitely not someone you should be kissing.
Also, he's your boss, which you also shouldn't be kissing.
Yes.
Juicy on many levels.
So who am I seeing? Am I seeing the auditor kissing you or
I think
embracing you? Or
you see the auditor embracing Song.
Yeah. Okay.
So you see Song and the auditor embracing, but then separately, Song and Jisoo have this moment on the roof.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
And then
Juicy.
Mr. Parks previously on. What's Mr. Parks previously on?
Real quick,
and
do I
can
know
use that.
if Song and my sister Miyong, am I aware of their relationship, or is that kept secret from me as well?
Let's say it's secret for now, because that gives you the opportunity to uncover it, and that could be a fun scene.
Okay, I have no idea. In that case, I love the idea of the
This is getting
scene
exciting.
that happens for GU. I love the idea as soon as the scene that happens right after they almost kiss on the rooftop, I hand you the evidence or the strong signs. Like, I unveil who the audit is after to you. I think how you learned who the audit, I put the blood in the water for you. So it's, you handed someone a weapon with whispers of encouragement. As like a favor to you, as a sign of friendship to you, I hand you evidence that strongly suggests your brother is the one who embezzled the money and embezzled the funds.
Ooh,
Nice. Yes.
hell yeah.
I love the idea of you like almost having a grounding moment and a moment of growth and proper character development, and then Mr. Park comes in and ruins that all with some documentation.
Yes. Perfect.
Yes, I like that.
I modified slightly my last time on detail, where I added what I said to encourage Jisoo to use the weapon was to seizing the opportunity he's been looking for before the family covers up the scandal for the perfect son.
Excellent.
A little bit of
Okay.
stank, a little bit of venom on the word perfect and son.
Woohoo. Before we go back into the game, could we really quickly go over that sheet that we filled out prior to today with thorns
Lines and
roses or
veils.
something?
Yes.
Lines and veils. Yeah, that.
Yes, that is in fact exactly what I wanted to get into, was the safety tools. Editor Ash here. I'm not going to include our personal lines and veils in this video, but lines and veils are a communication tool to help you navigate around subjects that might be sensitive. A line is something that you don't want to exist in the story at all, and a veil is something that you don't want to feature prominently, and so we skip over scenes that include them. This is a great way to ensure that you know what would make other people in the game uncomfortable, so that you can navigate around those things responsibly. Back to the video.
In the Korean like drama, you get a kiss after 8 episodes. God damn it.
Yeah. They're slow burn. We're not likely to get to
We're on
any
episode
of
3
that
right now.
kind
You know?
yeah.
We got some stuff.
For other safety tools for in the moment, we will use ones that relate to as if you're kind of watching something. So you can say stop and we will stop the action for any reason. And you won't have to explain yourself. We will stop. We'll take a quick break. You might use this if the subjects that are coming up are making you uncomfortable and you just want to stop, and we'll take a break. We'll step away. And there's no need to explain why if you don't want to. However, if you want to, such that we can avoid it in future things, that can also be helpful. The other thing is fast forward. If there's something that's going on and you're like, oh, this description is getting too much, can we not dwell on this? You can say fast forward and we will skip over the scene and move on to the next one. You can also rewind. So if something happens and you feel like you really don't like the direction this is taking the story, you can rewind and we will go back a couple of seconds. We will undo that latest thing and we will work out a different way for things to go. For instance, if the outcome of something you do, you feel like doesn't really gel with how you saw your character in the story and everything, you can rewind, we'll take it back and we'll have another go at things. Is that all clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Sounds good.
Sounds fine to me.
Perfect. So with all that in mind, let's step into the first scene. Everyone is together in the boardroom. The auditors are not in the room, but Choi Hyun and Choi Seok are here. Choi Seok, Mr. Choi, the CEO and parent of the other two Chois, is addressing the room. Someone here has been taking money from this company, and someone blew the whistle and has brought in external auditors. I will not have you dragging this company and my family through the mud. None of this leaves this room. Is that clear? And he looks specifically at Choi Jisoo as he says this, dialing you in as like the son he sees as more of a fuck up rather than his perfect first son. How do you respond?
I'm looking back at Choi Suk and I'm like, the picture of a poker face, I don't look phased, I don't look affected. Yes, of course. I mean, that's a given.
Choi Hyun says, of course, no one would dare to slander this company's name. I'm sure that everything will be kept properly above board and that we will see that the person who has brought this upon the company will be rooted out. Mr. Park, as the person that has brought this on the company, the camera at this point pans to you. None of the characters know that you are the person that did this, but the camera does. So the camera pans to you in this moment. What do we see from Mr. Park here?
I think there's a moment and just that like touch of not a symbolism. I adjust the flower in my lapel, but that is basically the only sign of movement. Everything is so measured and robotic with a face of porcelain as a smile. Just a very, very simple smile is carved on the face of Mr. Park, waiting for the correct moment to speak, waiting for his place to speak, not wanting to say anything that may draw undue attention. I'm just letting the flow of the room speak for itself.
Mr. Choi then says, and now, do we have everything in order prior to the auditors coming in? Yumi, do you have everything handled?
So Yumi is relaxed and calm. She's meeting the eyes of the CEO and also everyone in the room. I will keep this contained, work through the appropriate channels, and do everything I can to make sure that stays internal.
And as Yumi responds to that, the camera, again, because we have seen Song with Mi Young of the auditors, the camera will pan over to Song to show her reaction at this moment. What do we see?
She's kind of looking a bit conflicted because obviously she needs to keep the company's best interests at heart. You know, this is where she works, but it's her lover and she's excited to see them, but also the circumstances are a bit dire, so she's conflicting emotions.
Would you in fact like to have a bit where you turn to the camera and like everything else fades away and you process your feelings out loud to the camera? The audience needs to be shown how your character is going through this moment, how their emotions are coming out. And one of the moves in particular is process your feelings out loud. And so one of the ways this happens in a drama is that you turn directly to face the camera and talking directly to the audience in some way are talking through how you feel in this moment, the decisions you're torn between. Would you like to do that now? You don't have to if you don't want to.
A la Ferris Bueller kind of thing.
Yeah, or like how in The Office you cut to a talking head scene or Modern Family.
Yeah, we could do that.
What do you say in this moment? How are you expressing the struggle that you're going through in the voice of your character as you talk to the audience to let the audience in on what's going on inside?
Okay, so she'll like turn to the camera. She's fiddling with her hair and is like, oh, Myung's going to be coming today. I wonder if we can, go for lunch or something along those lines. Maybe, maybe she'll have some time for me. But then her face cools a bit and she stops and then says, but I have to make sure I don't let her find anything. She can't know that I know anything because it wouldn't be fair, and I need to make sure the company's safe. And then she looks back at the group.
Perfect. And now for this move, the rest of us take the position now, stepping out of our characters. We are now the audience sitting at home, watching this on our sofa and yelling at the screen. And you just have to say, are you rooting for Song in this moment as an audience member? And I will go first. I am definitely rooting for Song. Each one of us that says we're rooting for Song will give a +1 on this roll, up to a maximum of +3. So I'm rooting for Song in this moment. So I'm giving Song my +1. Harp, are you rooting for Song?
I think, am I taking this as me personally or what I think the audience would do? Okay.
You personally, if you were watching this, are you rooting for Song?
What is Song rolling for?
This will be process your feelings out loud. Song will roll with this bonus, and then there's a couple of questions that Song could ask. You could ask the audience to reveal a crucial event going on outside of the view. You could have the audience tell you how you might find love with a character of their choosing. Or the audience tells you how to get blank to blank. Song can get a meta level reveal that they then get a bonus if they follow up on, and on a 10+ move to that scene immediately. Sorry,
I think my desire to keep things messy outweighs my desire for a character to know something. So no.
Okay, Shana, are you rooting for Song in this moment?
Yes, give me.
Excellent. Sun, are you rooting for Song in this moment?
No. As a viewer, I'm like, screw the company. Screw the company.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
that type of view. Okay. Fair enough.
I'm like, I want Song to go with Myung. Screw the company. Don't care about anything else. So no, I'm not rooting for Song in this moment because it sounds like she wants to hang out with Myung, but that's like it. She's caring about the company more.
That's why I'm rooting for her.
Let's have our first roll now, Lilith. So 2d6 + 2.
2d6 + 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really bad. That's a 5.
Even
+2?
with the +2.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Just as a heads
really
up,
use that
I'm
extra
so
points.
cursed when it comes to rolling.
You could really use that extra points, could you?
I mean, I think that'll make the game more interesting, right?
Oh, for sure.
Poor girlie. I'm so happy I gave you that.
You can always count on me to roll poorly.
Yes.
So I think as you finish this talking to the camera, we pan back as Myung comes in, and then we see Myung and Choi Jisoo come face to face, and the camera is framed so that they are kind of exactly symmetry of each other in reference to how earlier you were seen embracing Myung, but you also had a scene where you almost kissed Jisoo. And so we are bringing your two lovers face to face who are themselves ex-lovers. Myung says to Jisoo, Mr. Choi,
Hello.
I hope that we will find no discrepancies with your numbers today.
Of course not. It's me, Choi Jisoo. There will never be any discrepancies with any of my numbers, ever.
I think an earshot of the camera, but not Jisoo. I think there's a scoff from Mr. Park.
Myung says, oh, you would never allow something to get between you and your perfect numbers, of course. And there's a little bit of bite as she says that, a little bitterness. We'll come to your response in a moment. But as Song is looking on, witnessing this conflict between your two lovers, your two suitors coming into conflict with each other, I would like you to take a condition, please. So one of the conditions on your sheet, pick which one and tick it. It will give you a bonus to something and a negative to something. But I would encourage you to pick for flavor. And not everyone has the same condition. So tell us which condition you pick.
With regards to the conditions that I have available, I have cagey, hopeless, introspective, and lovelorn. And I feel like, given this is my lover and the person that I nearly kissed, I think maybe I'd go for introspective, which gives me +1 to process my feelings and -2 to strike out.
Perfect. Yes, mark that. Yumi, the auditors have now arrived, and of course you've been tasked with making sure that nothing of the audit leaks out beyond to like media and stuff. But now you're seeing this tension between Jisoo and the auditor. How do you handle that?
Between Jisoo and the auditor.
Yeah, Miyong.
Okay, I kind of lean in and I snap a little bit and say, hey, we need to focus here. I'm here to help to resolve this, so let's do this properly. There's no reason for this to reach the publisher, and we need to calm down until we know exactly how we are dealing with this.
Perfect. That seems like you are demanding what you deserve, which in this case is enforcing the strict control. Out of the two, who are you more targeting with that? Jisoo or Miyong?
Miyong, because I did see the scene outside and I don't know anything about Jisoo having like a relationship or anything. So I think something is weird there. So
yeah, excellent. This is where we get the questions come in. And so you as El Caballero have the question, are you handling things straightforwardly and without guile? Do you think that you would answer a yes to that?
Yes.
Excellent. And then this move specifically comes with the question, are you offering something of value in return? Are you offering anything to Miyong in this moment?
I'm offering to walk them through our different sectors to find out information. So we can
so you're
point
offering
out
them cooperation.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely a value. And do they love you in this moment? I don't think Miyong loves you in this moment. That's not something we've established to this point. So I'm gonna say no to that one. So roll 2d6 and add 2 to it.
And I roll
9.
Yes, a 9 plus 2. It's gonna be an 11 now.
They get 3 options. They can concede to your will, they can refuse and escalate, or they can run away and you take something from them. Because you rolled a 10 plus instead of only a 7 plus, you can remove one of those options. So remove one that you don't want them to pick, and then they get to choose between the remaining 2. They being me in this case.
Okay, can you repeat the first 2, please?
Yeah, they concede to your will.
Yeah.
Or they refuse and escalate.
Remove they concede and escalate.
You mean they refuse and escalate? You're removing that.
Yeah, they refuse. Yeah.
I think in that case, she concedes to your will. And she's like, very well, if you cooperate, we can do our best to make sure that the media doesn't get wind of this. It's a little non-standard, but I understand that this is a sensitive situation.
Thank you for this.
If you could show me to the relevant files and documents.
Yeah, so I leave the room, basically, no?
Jisoo, are you intervening in any way, given that you have documents that Mr. Park gave you that point to your brother? Since they're going away to look at documents, do you do anything with these smoking gun documents you have?
Not at the moment, but I do want to bring them to their attention. I just don't want to do it in the boardroom with my father and my brother right here. So I want to discreetly nod to my father and I'm going to say, I'm going to go assist and make sure that they find that everything is in order, because it will be in order as it should be. And I think that there are some documents that they may miss. I'm sure Yumi is quite capable, but it is my duty as second son to ensure that everything stays above board.
Yes, perfect. Go with them. Make sure that the auditor has everything they need.
All right.
As Miyong is leaving with Yumi, she glances over her shoulder at Song for a moment, and your eyes meet, and the camera swells with a little string music as we see you cross the crowded room meeting eyes.
Because Mr. Park's just kind of watching things and hitting the flow of the moment. Does Mr. Park catch that?
I think this is a perfect opportunity for another move, which is spot something out of place. Your question is, are you keeping your hands clean? Which definitely seems like yes at the moment. You are behind the scenes, not touching it yourself. Have you been intimate with them recently?
Define intimacy.
So this could be physical intimacy or emotional intimacy with either Mi Young or Song. So I guess you could have with your sister. Have you had a moment with your sister, perhaps in the episode just before this one? Have you had like a little close moment with your sister, perhaps?
Oh, yeah. I would think I would have a close moment with probably both of them, just because my sister, the close moment would mostly be, because to my understanding, my sister is part of the plan. My sister knows what I'm doing and what we're trying to do here. And so there would definitely be like a moment before, maybe not the last episode, but the one prior, where we are discussing what is to happen, what our expectations are, just kind of laying the groundwork.
Yeah, and perhaps
then,
you have a moment of tenderness during that as siblings.
Yeah, kind of like making sure that she's all right, that does she have her head in this? Is her heart in this? Is she going to be okay during this?
Perfect. And then the other question is, are you free of other distractions?
Oh, 100%. I think that plays so well into are you keeping your hands clean, because Mr. Song is keeping in the background and focused on his goal. Actually, you know what? Hold on, let me rethink that.
Do you mean
Probably
Mr.
no,
Park?
because I think the distraction. I would actually say no, because I think my biggest distraction would be watching Jisoo do exactly what I was hoping he would do, which is start fuddling in with the people going away to examine documents and just making note of that. I think that was my initial target, and just happened to glance and see something odd, maybe, hopefully.
Perfect. In that case, roll with 2d6 plus 2.
Gotcha. That's going to be +2 is going to be a 9.
You get to ask 2 questions, and then she'll ask 1 back. And so those questions are, how does your character feel about blank? What are you planning? How could I get your character to blank? What do you have of value or use? And what do you hope to gain from blank?
I think it would be too inappropriate and too immediately revealing if I asked, how does your character feel about my sister? I think the more fun answer, and I think the answer that Mr. Park's going to immediately go to for both of each other is, what do you hope to get from each other? Or what do you hope to get from my sister?
This is a question to your sister, because that's the one that we asked. And this is again, you're not verbally asking this, though. This is at a meta level. This is the question that we are asking in this moment and is revealed through this scene. So you might ask your sister, what do you hope to get from Song?
Yeah, I think, I wouldn't literally ask, but I think Mr. Parks, on a meta level and in his mind, he's going to ascertain what someone is trying to get from my student, not what they think or how do they feel about them.
That's perfect. And yeah, these are above the table questions that we will then contextualize into the narrative. And so the answer to what does Mi Young hope to get from Song is Mi Young hopes to get a sense of connection and belonging that she never could with Jisoo. And you get to answer a second question as well.
Okay.
You get to ask a second question.
Someone help me decide on this. Because I feel like from there, I'm asking as a group just to kind of see what might be the most interesting thing. Because I know it would probably be the most advantageous thing, but I want to do the most interesting thing. My immediate thought to what Mr. Park would go to next would either be, how does your character feel about Song? Or how could I get my sister to focus on the more important task?
I think that's a good question. I was also thinking you could ask, what are you planning? In the context of, now that you've seen that she wants this from Song, you could ask, what are you planning in relation to that? What's she now going to do about that?
Okay, yeah. I think you raise a good point. Let's ask that.
What she's planning is, once this audit is done, she's going to ask Song to run away with her together.
Well, can't have that. Well, I mean, we can have that, but we gotta we gotta put a little thumbnail on there. That's a discussion to have with my sister in a private moment. What the fuck, woman?
Yeah, and so you just kind of get this because you know your sister well, so you're just inferring all this from the way that she's looking across the room at Song, but she sees you taking note of this. And so I'm going to ask you, how could I get your character to approve of our relationship?
I think to answer that directly, Song is not a part of the plan at all. Not really. Song has been very helpful. Song is a very nice delight. If that's the way my sister wants to go, fine. So long as she keeps her head in the game, so long as she does not let this overtake what needs to happen, fine. I will make it happen for her. This comes first, though. What we have laid in motion needs to finish first.
Perfect. Song, you don't notice that Mr. Park has seen this, but as you see Mi-Yong glancing across the room at you, how do you respond to that?
So this is just how she's responding to Mi-Yong looking over.
Yeah, as she's about to leave, Mi-Yong is glancing at you with like longing in her eyes.
Song will do a shy half smile and like tuck her hair behind her ear.
Wonderful. Yes, I love it. So let's now follow Mi-Yong as she leaves with Yumi and Jisoo. So you take them to some other room where you have perhaps a bunch of documents laid out on the table. You got the hard copies out and maybe a bunch of laptops, and the auditors are going to do like comparing the hard copies to the digital copies to see where they've been tampered with and so on. So as you guide Mi-Yong into this room, what's the first thing that you do? Yumi first, as you are the one that was guiding her and Jisoo is following along.
First thing I do is find and ask everyone if they want a glass of water, then go through the methodic questioning of what they want to see first is the most recent information we have about the company as well. I cannot share everything, but I can share a part of what is regard to the investigation. What is actually the information you require the most, so I can see if I can get that for you.
Are you angling to guide them towards a particular outcome that you want? Or is this just a very like neutral and open offer?
I think it's a neutral and open offer at the minute.
Mi-Yong says, if we could have a history of the financial transactions and the employment records, that would be our perfect place to start. Could you fetch those for us?
Right away. So I leave them two alone and I go to make a call and request for those to be handed to us.
Jisoo, you've just been left alone with Mi-Yong. You have your smoking gun in your hand, but you've been left alone with your ex. What do you do?
Jisoo is trying to play it casual. He is kind of fiery in all things, and that includes feelings about exes. He expected Mi-Yong to kind of understand that his dedication to acquiring that heir seat is like above everything else, and that doesn't mean that he can't care about other things, but to Mi-Yong it came across as him being cold. So he's like, inside, he's very bothered. He's been raised in this corporate dynasty from like a very young age. And, with that comes a lot of like media training, poker face training, etc. So like he is used to suppressing his emotions.
Would you like a moment again where the camera focuses in on you, the background fades out, and you have a moment to process your feelings out loud, direct to camera?
Oh, perfect.
So what do you say to the camera as you are going through these conflicting emotions?
I know she's here to do her job. I know that what happened in the past is in the past, and I can't control her or her actions. She chose to leave because of what I consider to be my dedication and my life's purpose and life's goal. But damn, if this fucking sucks. I can see her right there. And every time I look at her, I'm reminded of how she looked that day when she called me and asked me to come be with her when she was dealing with, I don't know, like spur of the moment, let's say that their mom died or something. And Mi-Yong called me and asked me to be with her. And I was in a very important meeting at the time and I couldn't. I had to be at the meeting. And the next time I saw her after that, I will never forget the way that she looked. And I don't like this.
So now we answer, again, taking this view not as our characters, but as the audience. Are we rooting for Jisoo in this moment? And I will say no. It sounds like you are a terrible partner and a bit of an asshole. I love that, to be clear. That's fantastic, but I'm not rooting for you to win.
Is in rooting for you, what are you processing right now again? Remind me.
My feelings about being here left alone with Myung in the room with the audit information while Yumi is going to get financial records and employee records. And I have this smoking gun of the evidence of my older brother Hyun as the embezzler. But right now I'm just focusing on processing my feelings about seeing, because it's been a long time since the last time I saw Myung, and I did not really like the way that things ended either. My personality is kind of fiery in every aspect of my life.
I don't think I'm for you either. I do not think. I think I am against you in this moment as well.
Lilith, how about you?
Oh, as an audience member that would be watching this, I would be raging at the screen so much. Like, how dare you be looking at her like that when you abandoned her after her mother's death? How could you? So I would definitely not be rooting. I'd be like, hell no.
And Shana, how are you? Are you rooting for Jisoo?
So I will not be rooting, but for a different reason. I feel like everyone at a certain point in life, they need to make tough decisions. And the main aim for him is to actually take the lead. So he's fighting for the right reason for himself. And maybe that was not the right person. So I'm rooting for him to actually get together with Yumi. So in my place, it's going to be no in this case, but for the other reasons, because I want him to not be in the room with the ex. I want him to focus on the next.
Yeah. So that is 2d6 with no bonus.
Wait, hold
No.
on. Actually, you make an interesting point. I'm gonna reverse that and be on your side for the opposite reason.
But your
Ah.
audience.
You're correct. And as an audience member, there are I am trying to like.
As an audience member, have we seen any romance between Jisoo and Yumi up until this point? We know about Myung and Jisoo and that how their relationship ended and whatever. And then in the previous episode, we saw Jisoo and Sung almost kiss on the roof. Do we know anything about Yumi's relationship or the interest that Jisoo has in Yumi as like the object of beauty to possess and whatever?
I assume so,
I
because
feel like that
those
definitely has, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
must have come up at some point throughout the series, yes. I
throughout
think
the
that's
series.
it's been
That's
a
why we
through
know
line.
that. Yeah, that's why we know that information about you, because it was in the series. That's what I'm
Okay.
assuming, maybe.
Exactly that, yes.
I guess how would you guys interpret the feelings of figure it out, dumbass? Would you say that is in support of figuring out their feelings right now, or against them in general because I think they're a piece of shit?
I think that's in support. You are
I think
rooting
it's
for
in
them
support,
to figure it
yeah.
out.
To figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, get a hold of yourself, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, you're like rooting
Yeah,
for
so-
some character development here.
Yeah.
All right, I will give you one.
Roll with a 2d6 plus 1 then.
Okay.
What do you mean? Focus! You have another one! Move on!
So that's the 6.
6. Not enough, I'm afraid.
Oh no!
And so I think what happens is Myung, on being left alone with you, turns and snaps at you and says, "Go on, why don't you leave and abandon me again like you always do? You must have something more important than me to look into." And as she says these kind of cutting lines, drilling into the way that you left her, just as you were reflecting on that, please mark a condition.
Ooh.
Point of clarification, because I said that, or because my sister is kind of in on the plan that I'm stringing here, does she actually know who I've pinned this on, and this is just for posterity?
Yeah, I think she does know that you're pinning it on Hyung, but also her messy feelings are getting in the way, right? This is not necessarily she's executing the plan perfectly. She's been left alone with her ex and has chosen to twist the knife a little bit.
I'm mostly just making sure what she knows and see, or who knows what in that regard. I don't want to make assumptions there.
Perfect.
I'm going to choose a condition righteous, +1 to demand what you deserve, and -2 to manipulate a superior, because in my mind, I'm here for all the right reasons, and what purpose in life do I have as second son? I'm essentially worthless to my family. So what other purpose do I have in life besides trying to take what should have been mine, which is the heir seat? So in this case, I don't feel like any of the other conditions fit, because I feel very righteously about my actions are justified because of the goal that I'm going for.
Perfect. And so do you give her the smoking gun that you have at this point? And if so, how are you giving it to her?
Yes, I think despite tensions being high at this point, I would like to give it to her because I think having Yumi there would complicate things. Jisoo says, listen, I know tensions are high and you have a lot of anger towards me, but right now the focus should be on the audit, on the company, and on fixing the situation and finding out who the embezzler is. And I have it on authority that Choi Hyun, my brother, is the embezzler. And look, this is supplied by a very trustworthy source within the company to me. And here, I want you to take a look at it. Keep an open mind and please take a look. We need to fix the situation. Do what's right for the company. And obviously, Choi Hyun is not right for the company.
Of course, the company would be your focus as always. And she snatches the folder of information out of your hand. Fine, I'll look at this, but go be somewhere else.
Okay. If that's what you want, just please keep an open mind and take a look at this. And as you requested, I will leave.
God, this
And
guy
so Jisoo
sucks.
walks out.
This guy sucks so much.
As you leave, you run into Yumi, who is coming back from getting the information. Yumi, you see Jisoo coming out. What does Yumi see, like, in Jisoo's demeanor as he's coming out?
I see a little bit of tension, and maybe I see a little bit of sadness across his face. So I do have a couple of folders in my hand, and I'm thinking to lean in and touch his forehand and ask, are you okay?
So this sounds like you are expressing your love passionately. It's a small thing, but the camera focuses in on that little touch, the softness in your voice. K-dramas don't go for like big overt displays. They make big of these little moments. So you're expressing your love passionately.
Yes.
Your question is, are you approaching this situation straightforwardly and without guile?
Yes.
Are you dressed to impress?
Yes, I'm
And
always
does
thirsty.
Jisoo, yeah, exactly. The rules say that explicitly that are you dressed to impress is supposed to be a gimme. You're supposed to
Okay.
almost always answer yes to that
Yeah.
so that you can always get a bonus because they
Yeah.
want you to succeed at this role.
Nice. All right.
And so the final question is, does Jisoo believe that you are single?
Yes.
I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. And so that is a +3. Roll with 2d6 +3.
Real quick,
Yeah.
because of
Yes.
I have both of these two locked in under keep them apart, am I able to impose a negative in this moment?
So you can't just get in and impose a negative unless you have some other special thing that allows that. But what you can do is, as these two are outside meeting and having this touch and this tender moment, the camera snaps over to Mr. Park, and an intern with stacks of papers is talking to you and just gossiping and says, oh, I saw Yumi and Mr. Choi Jisoo out in the corridor, and they're just exchanging this as a piece of gossip, but it always filters to your ears. And so what you can go and do is you can go and interrupt that scene in a moment. So they're about to have a tender moment, and we'll see how the role comes out, but you can then interrupt and see what they're getting up to.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so
So-
juicy.
I have
I
a
will
lot
start
of.
making my way.
A 10.
Let's go.
Amazing.
Baby.
So
Wait, shouldn't
on,
it be a +3? I thought you just said it was a +3.
Oh, it was a plus.
Oh yeah, it should be a +3. So
Goddamn.
that's actually an 11.
Again.
But that's okay. 10 plus is the threshold.
Okay.
So on a hit, which is a 7+, your target gives themselves to you or reveals a secret they probably shouldn't. So that's your target being Jisoo. You get to decide, do you give yourself to Yumi in this moment? Whatever that means in this context. That could be like leaning in for a kiss. That could be expressing the vulnerability, or you reveal a secret that you probably shouldn't.
I think I will give myself to Yumi in this moment. After all, in my pursuit of being the perfect heir, perfect perfection in like this corporate sphere, I think it's more appropriate to give myself to Yumi in this moment. And I think that means that I will express vulnerability. I
Excellent.
just had a
Well, hang on, slightly before we move on to that, we will in a moment. But you also, because it was a 10+ for the extra rider, Yumi learns whether Jisoo loves her and who else Jisoo loves.
I'm too good at it.
yes, Jisoo does. I guess yes, in the K-drama sense, Jisoo loves Yumi, and in this instance, Jisoo also has something for Song because, you know, the almost kiss and the broken baby bird character is very appealing to Jisoo.
This man.
Yes.
But I think you have the option to choose, like if you want to just tell me that you have feelings for me, no? Or if you want to tell me if that you have feelings for two people.
No.
I'm
So
not
it's
gonna tell you.
on a 10 plus, you learn both. So it's
I
not
learn
that Jisoo
both.
tells you, but you learn it somehow. So in the way he is giving himself to you, you learn that he loves you, but that slight bit of hesitation, you realize that there's also someone else he loves, someone else that has a claim on his heart, and you recontextualize some of the ways you've seen him interacting with Song, and you realize that there must be something there as well.
So I captured the information. Nice.
As you two are having this moment where Yumi is learning all of this, Jisoo is expressing a little bit of vulnerability, leaning into Yumi. This is when Mr. Park turns up, having heard about this. What do? Do you just sit quietly in the background or watch? Or are you interrupting in some way, or are you doing something?
I think I watch them like hesitate close to each other, and like I don't want to give them the ability to think on this together. So I pop in and go, there you two are. I have some things to discuss about this whole ordeal.
How do you both react to being interrupted?
So I get slightly startled, but I immediately go in work mode, focus, and I'm like, yeah, sure. Sorry for this. I will check on you later, Jisoo. And I go to deliver the information in the office.
Oh,
Wow,
before you
first
leave,
name
I just,
basis already between us two.
before you leave, I just had a couple of points to run by you as well. Obviously, as head of HR, my job is with the people. I know there's a bit of a search as to who the whistleblower might be. You two both kind of being in charge of both of these aspects. Would you like me to start grabbing a couple of people to start, asking around subtly, kind of poking at who knows what in regards to not only, the audit itself, but more importantly, who's been talking a little bit here?
I think Jisoo can have more input on this. I'm here just to help with everything, but maybe it can be a good idea.
Yes, I think that's appropriate, Mr. Park, and I appreciate you taking such initiative and going above and beyond your role. But make sure that you aren't questioning people. Make sure you're not interrogating people. As head of HR, you are here to be there for the employees. You are there to assist employees. You are not there to be any of the employees' enemies, if you know what I'm saying.
Of course, by your words, sir, I am at your disposal. I will keep that in mind as I go about. We're just managing resources here.
I also turn around and say, let's be sure that we are not going to panic anyone. We don't need this to reach tabloids from another source.
No.
I go around and go in the office.
Of course. In my moment alone here with Mr. Choi, I look at him and I go, no, has everything gone okay? Are you doing well? I noticed, had a little bit of a moment there. Is there something you wanted to bring up? No, you must know that, she is maybe not your employee, but a little lower on the food chain with you. We already have one scandal in the family
I don't like what you're implying here, Mr. Park. Of course, everything is above board, and as one of the managerial positions in this company, I know my place and I know the place of all of the people in my employ, and it seems as though you are forgetting your place, Mr. Park.
Oh, I'm quite remember my place.
Hang on, I think that's a move, because I think you are striking out with voice, with your cutting words to Mr. Park, putting him in his place. And so the question is, are you taking control of the situation?
Yes.
Have you caught them off guard? So, Mr. Park, do you feel like you've been caught off guard by being put in your place here, or were you sort of expecting this response?
I was. I would say Mr. Park was guiding him into this, because Mr. Park has a retortive zone.
And has Mr. Park just wronged you, Jisoo?
No.
I think you could argue that he has by interrupting your little moment of tenderness.
Oh, yes, actually, yes.
Not to your benefit.
And well, I don't know if I would consider that he wronged me in terms of interrupting, but he's definitely wronged me in terms of implying that I am consorting with one of my employees or someone who's beneath me in the food chain, as it were, in a way that is inappropriate to my station and my position within the company. So actually, yes.
Perfect. So that's a +2. So roll 2d6 +2.
For your information, I feel offended.
Okay, so that's a 13.
The basic thing is you're both going to mark a condition. With the 10+, as Jisoo, you can choose not to mark a condition yourself, or you can choose that you will mark a condition, but you will also take something from Mr. Park. And that could be something physical, but it could be something more metaphorical, like his pride, for instance.
So I already have a condition marked from my interaction with Myung earlier. How does that work for this new situation if I do mark another condition?
You will just mark another different condition. What happens is when you have all 4 conditions marked and then you need to mark another one, you have a meltdown, which is when it gets really dramatic as you go kind of off the rails.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so I'm going to mark raging as my condition, +1 to strike out and -2 to spot something. And I do want to take something from Mr. Park, but I'm trying to think of what I would want to take.
So yeah, have a little think on that. And Mr. Park, you also need to mark a condition. What condition would you like to mark?
I'm gonna mark ruminative. So my conditions are cautious, chiding, righteous, and ruminative. Ruminative is going to be +1 to process your feelings and -2 to express your love.
Perfect. And so
Or
what
do
would
you
you
think-
like to...
Oh yeah, we're doing ruminative.
I think that's a great response to, you've got the response that you sort of expected, but it was a little bit more cutting, and it's kind of put you into this ruminative state where you are thinking things through rather than doing things.
Is it possible to take something like metaphorical from Mr. Park, like demote him in some way or take some sort of information away from him that he no longer has access to?
Yes, you could take his access to the records involved in the audit. Maybe previously, as kind of he's been able to get his fingers in and adjust records that the auditors are seeing, but that's really beyond the remit of HR. And so as part of putting him in his place, you restrict that access.
Okay, perfect. I would like to make sure that he only stays within the realm of HR. And really what that is like liaising between the company's wishes and whatnot. And like if any of our employees have any concerns and, specifically like hiring and employee records, not the ones involved with the audit. And so just putting him in his place more metaphorically by restricting his access sounds perfect.
Perfect. Now that won't be a permanent restriction. That's a thing that he can overcome later, but we will certainly have it stand long enough for it to make a real narrative impact. And so I would like at this moment to cut over to Song, because we haven't seen what Song is up to for a moment. So we've had this big scene here. The camera's cut. We go back to Song, who is now in the conference room between Choi Hyun and Choi Suk. So you are, as kind of someone who's quite low on the rungs here between 2 of the most prominent people in the company. How do you feel about that, and what do we see you doing?
She's looking like really nervous because she's relatively new to the company. These are the people, they're the ones which really have a say in what goes on. And she sat there in this situation where like the auditors are in, and she's kind of terrified. She's like, I have no idea what I'm doing here. I know something which is, really not great. She's kind of got more of an idea of what's going on here than she should. And it's her lover that's come in to do the audit, so she's just trying to make herself very small in the moment, like hunched in on herself. She's holding her notepad to her chest, and she's going to look to the 2 Choys and be like, can I get you to something to drink, maybe a coffee? Like basically trying to get herself excused from the situation.
So I think this sounds like you are acting with desperation. The situation you want to avoid is being put on the spot in a way that might reveal what you know beyond what you're supposed to. And so we roll with your question. Are you in over your head? To which that seems an obvious yes.
100%.
Are you doing this for love?
I would say yes, because see, she's intimately related to the auditor.
Yes, perfect. And are you doing this for vengeance?
I don't think there'd be any vengeance there. I think if it was vengeance, she'd more want to utilize the knowledge that she's got. So I don't think that vengeance plays a part in this.
Yeah, so roll with a +2 then, please. 2d6 +2.
Oh, sad. That's a 9.
Ooh.
Okay, so including the +2, I assume.
Yes.
You manage to avoid the situation. Choi Suk, the CEO, says, oh, yes, please go make a coffee order. Make sure you get something for the auditor as well. Yes, make sure everything. So you do get dismissed. However, because you didn't roll a 10, there is a further complication. Choi Hyun, the first son, notices your nervousness, and the camera pans in as he watches you leave with a raised eyebrow and a quizzical look as he starts to think, something is strange about her. And so you have caught the attention of Choi Hyun, although you have got out in this moment.
Juicy. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun.
And I think that is a good point for us to end today.
Let's go. That was so cool.
Oh, it was so juicy.
I have a fun idea of what I'm going to do in retaliation.
This man is planning the whole entire drama in advance.
I was trying to talk to Jisoo as a friend at that moment, and they decided to cut me down, and I'm going to remind them of who they need to be keeping as friends.
Wow.
Yes.
I will know my place. Thank you.
But you also have in plan to never make him succeed, so that doesn't work in you being a friend.
Oh no, my plan is quite very much to help make him succeed, and I will remind him of this. And I will remind him of who is helping him with this.
Holy moly.
I'm curious, from the perspective of an audience member, who is everybody's favored character, or who is everybody's rooted for character here, other than your own, of course.
And also, who is everyone's least favorite character, and who are you wishing for the downfall of? Hopefully, it's me.
I kind of want to hear you go first on this one.
Yeah, so I am.
Or Ash. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I think the character I really enjoyed, although I didn't like them as a person, was Choi Jisoo. I thought that was fantastic. Some of the cutting ways that you did, the way that you contextualize you abandoning your ex in her moment of need, fantastic. And in fact, if I can slightly reframe your question into a thing that I do after these sometimes in longer campaigns, there is a practice called stars and wishes. The star is a bit of today that you really enjoy. The bit you want to give like a little star sticker to. This little bit was a bit that I really enjoyed, which ties into which character did you really enjoy? And then your wishes is, oh, what do you hope to see for next time? Normally, I wouldn't ask these in a one shot because there's no next time. But I guess here there is a next time. But I think that also ties into like, what character are you then rooting for? Because my star would be the way Jisoo abandoned his ex at the moment of her greatest need, and then now how he was struggling with that, and then he didn't get the payoff that he wanted.
Oh my god.
And my wish, the thing that I would like to see more of, is Song and her relationship to Myung versus her relationship to Jisoo. Because I really want Song to, she's having a really bad and hard time, and I want her to come out of her shell a little bit and to see a little bit more from her, see her actively pursue one of these relationships, maybe to the cost of the other.
And then also, like, I'm assuming that Song knows about Myung's past relationship with Jisoo, and Jisoo is now Song's new boss, right? And so Song is like new to the company, and from like earlier in the game, caring about the future of the company and her place in the company. So she probably has some modicum of respect for Jisoo as her boss, but then she also knows about how Jisoo treated Myung, and Myung is her lover. They are together and they care for each other a lot. So that could be like something really interesting to see as well later on, is like how those are conflicting feelings. Like, how can you really respect a boss that you have who also really brutally hurt your lover?
True.
I also quite like the idea of that, but then that also potentially being why that moment of tenderness on the rooftop resonated with her so much, because it was like, but if he's so cold, like how could he have this moment?
I can fix him.
I can fix him. Crazy.
He just needs someone to help him.
Yes.
But keep in mind that moment of tenderness on the rooftop was really about the company. That was the root of it, right? Like he was upset because this whole embezzlement situation is risking the thing that he's worked for his whole life, the thing that he's based his entire personality, his entire persona, his entire every waking thought to. So that's also kind of an interesting part of it.
Okay.
But going back to like, I could fix him, I feel like that also then lends itself to the, so he just needs to be shown that he's more than just the company.
I can fix him. But yeah, what you gonna root?
To bring it back to the original questions, though, in regards of not choosing my own character, of course, in regards of character I like the most and I'm rooting for the most, it's both would be Song. I personally, as Harp, I love just that like sad sack kind of person that like in way too deep, really just struggling to stay afloat amongst truly sharks in the water.
Was there a? I was going to ask, was there a particular moment that really showed that for you?
I think, honestly, Lilith, I do just like how you kind of approach the character. There's not been a moment yet, because we've not got a whole lot of moments with Song, other than, I guess, the one big moment of Song being sharing a tender moment with my character's sister and trying to stay out of sight and just get some coffee. Really just kind of like everyone's having these deep dramatic moments and Song is just trying to survive.
To be honest.
Live. Make it to another day. And with that moment, in the vein of stars and wishes, I think maybe not a wish necessarily, because it's not something I hope happens, but it's something that I'm excited to see if it happens, which is if my character learns of Jisoo and Song's intimate moment on the roof, especially with the knowledge of my sister being infatuated with Song, the game changes for Mr. Park. The game no longer is get this man at the top and let him feel alone for the rest of his life. The game becomes bury this man alive.
Tension.
And with that note, I think it's by probably rooting on the biggest downfall is for in the way of like whose downfall I'm hoping for is absolutely Jisoo's. It's 100%.
Hell yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Like, fuck that guy in particular. I want you dead. I want you sad. I want Tumblr to remember you as the sad boy.
God damn, we are going that deep. Holy Tumblr.
Oh god.
Amazing. Shana, what would be your star and wish?
Okay, so the star for me, it will be definitely Harp's character. So Mr. Park over here, because I think it's an intricate way of going around stuff just to make it happen. And you also embezzled money. That means you have a lot of money, bitch. Something is still not right here. So I think the star will be that because I want to know and see how that unfolds and see if any of us will bring the truth forward, because also my character is kind of related to believing in justice.
So that sounds like your wish is then, can anyone expose Mr. Park?
Yeah. At the moment.
So, whose downfall you're wishing for?
I don't want a downfall. I want justice. Just forgot them. And the character I'm rooting for is basically, I think I will go with Song, just because I want her in the sea of sharks, the way Harp explained this. I want her to actually find her place and be able to cut the toxicity, if that makes sense. And I will be her friend there. So that's it. And those are the stars and the wishes, I guess, at the minute.
I love my interpretation of Shauna's wish here is for Song to run away and open up a bookstore cafe far away from this business and these people.
And I will be her #1 supporter, drinking my coffee every morning there before office work.
Leave the show.
She's just not cut out for this corporate life.
No, but I want to root for her, basically.
Sun, I think we got a little bit of your style earlier with just being Song as the sad sack wet cat character. Do you want to go into that a little bit more?
Well, I was gonna say that my star, like, as a specific small moment in the game so far that I've really enjoyed was how Yumi and Shanna, as playing Yumi, was able to make. I wasn't expecting that. You know, it was just like Jisoo is leaving the room where Myung is, and we just had like this kind of tense confrontation, and I was able to deliver my smoking gun of like, here is evidence that points to my older brother, my rival, as the embezzler. And I imagine Jisoo walking out of that room with mixed emotions, you know, with the confrontation with Myung. And while he is like more machine than man in terms of how he approaches life and his main motivations being dedication towards the company, reaching that air seat, he is still human somewhere deep inside. And like he comes out feeling conflicted and whatever. And then bam, there is Yumi, and Shanna made that masterful moment where it's like a tender moment that blossoms into something more. And I really like that specific moment. But yes, I also do really like Song as a character, and yeah, the sad sack.
The sad sack is waiting for the support.
Baby bird, you know, the wet cat.
You wanted the pity, you got it from all of us.
and so what's your wish then in this?
I think I would like to echo Shanna's wish as well. As like, I think it would be really interesting and nice to see if someone can manage to uncover the true perpetrator of the embezzlement, because I am rooting for Jisoo as a character. I want him to figure out his shit. I want him to stop being so dedicated to the company, because his father doesn't care. Nobody else in his life cares. You know, he is the only one who really, really cares. So I am kind of rooting for him. And so if someone uncovers Mr. Park as like the true perpetrator of the embezzlement, I think that would be kind of an opening for Jisoo to also like reevaluate his relationship to the company and like generally his relationships to the other people in his life. So I would say that that would probably be my wish.
Perfect. And then Lilith, as the person that does have that information, what was your star of today?
I think the entire sequence between Myung and that flashback from Jisoo to like how all of that happened, to that tender moment, to then just the absolute cutting words between Jisoo and Mr. Park. It was just, there was so much drama, so much juice. It was so good. That entire interaction was just, it was just beautiful. So I definitely say like, yeah, that's my star moment.
And what's your wish?
I kind of want to see more of the like barbs between Jisoo and Mr. Park and like how that's gonna play out. And also, is he gonna turn into an enemies to lovers situation, you know?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
How much tension is behind it?
Toxic yaoi.
Yes. Go for it.
It all comes back.
To ya.
It's always the yaoi.
I'm just like picturing a scene in the future where Jisoo suddenly has a flashback and is like, you know what? Through thick and thin, even if he was a thorn in my side, Mr. Park has always been by my side.
God damn.
Oh, amazing.
Wow. We have the villains against each other, and afterwards they're like, oh, actually we became friends in the meantime because we shared so much trauma. What the fuck?
I also love the thought of this, of you having this moment while standing over Mr. Park's grave.
Oh.
And then Mr. Park twirling a mustache in the background. Just full telenovela. Nobody dies. The show goes on.
Yes, incredible. A fake funeral is a classic.
I think what I love most about this is how this very clearly shows what you would talk about of the role play is less of a scene and more of a discussion with everybody to build a story. It almost reminds me of a group of authors working on building a story rather than an actor in improv trying to swim through the narrative. And I really like that. I think it helps the level of disconnect that is required to playing characters that maybe should fail, or maybe the scene will feel so much better if they have their comeuppance or their moments of fall. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You're seeing it more like the writer that is writing your character rather than you are your character. And so you get these like satisfying arcs where you can see how they should fail. If you enjoy that kind of writer's room vibe, there is a whole set of GM-less games. So they don't have someone that runs them called Belonging Outside Belonging. And they operate in a mode that they call idle dreaming, where you just discuss ideas like we were sort of doing at the beginning. And that is the whole game. And then every now and then you go, ooh, that idea would have a really good scene. Let's actually play that scene.
Ash, you were the master of this. What was your first impression of having us here?
It was fantastic to have you. We came up with such a wonderful high drama situation, and you all leapt into embracing the drama wonderfully. I could not have asked for more.
Thank you.
How
for
did you
having
all
us.
feel? Did you enjoy playing this?
This is-
Yes.
Oh, it was delightful.
It was so much
It's so
fun.
much
I really like how the ideas kept bouncing around and like bouncing between all five of us, and like how everything really fell into place so perfectly. And I would like to play more of this at some point, whether it's like continuing this one shot or another series or something. I think that would be really fun.
Definitely.
I'm down. I feel like
I have
my answers are all the time. I'm down. Yeah, take me.
Thank you so much for watching. Keep your eyes peeled for the follow-up episode. This has been Pasion de la Pasiones, designed by Brandon Leon Gambetta. I hope that we have inspired you to try it yourself, and I hope you have a good week.